Games used to look like this. And now they look like this. As video game technology advanced, we went from 2D games, I can move left and right, then to 3D games. I can go any direction I want. Now, I wasn't around to see the jump from 2D to 3D in home consoles, but I was around for the jump in portable consoles. Mario 64 DS blew my mind as a kid, but the Game Boy Advance also had some spectacular games as well when it comes to 3D graphics. Going back to it now, I can see how much work had to be put in to pull off these graphics, but as a kid, I thought, this game looks like Now, I want to explore more once I obtain more of these games. When it comes to the Game Boy Advance, it always got compared to the Super Nintendo. When it comes to 3D graphics, there were some games that I think the Super Nintendo would not have been able to pull them off. And one of those games was called Driver 3. Now, I know there's actually a lot of games on the GBA that push the system to the limit. I have a few of these games that push the Game Boy Advance to the limit, but I'm mainly going to focus on Driver 3 because I think it's the most graphically advanced one of the bunch. Now, first things first. Obviously, I know that graphics have no effect on the actual game and the quality of the game itself. This game has 25 missions, and it has 2 maps, Miami and Nice. The game starts with an opening cutscene. Well, by cutscene I mean just text on the screen. But it explains the story, and it's the same story as the console counterparts. Now, on the first mission, you have to drive to the precinct to pick up your gun. And this game is a full 3D open world game, and you can instantly see that it's similar to Grand Theft Auto. So when you drive to the police station and grab the gun, you see this building here? This is the last time you're going to be indoors in this game, so thanks for the gun. These first missions play like a tutorial, and they teach you how to shoot. You hold down the R button and you shoot with B. You can't really move the cursor up and down, just kind of left and right while your character moves, so it is a little bit hard to aim and shoot. Now, as for the driving, it's not that great. It feels like you're driving a bumper cart, because every time you crash into something, you get pushed back, and a lot of missions are driving missions, especially ones where they want you to keep up with the car in front of you, and any little mistake and you fail the mission. And look at this funny thing. Watch what happens when I go in the water with my car. It just explodes. Even if you slowly creep into the water, your car still explodes. They also have a lot of driving through these gates kind of missions, which I don't really know what they have to do with the main story, but it's just kind of filler. Now, the first 12 or 13 missions are on the first map, and then you go into the second map in the latter half of the game. I know this isn't impressive for today's standards, but back then, it must have been really cool to play this on a GBA. But nowadays, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out and all these new games. What is it, September? What comes out in September? I think all the sports games, FIFA 23, Madden 23 or whatever. But next year in 2023, we'll see more games, and I feel like I said 23 a lot, which is weird because I just saw that 23 movie, but anyways, what is happening in this why do I keep seeing this number 23? What is it, simulation or something? It's like the movie. I mean, I would know if I was in a simulation. I mean, life is not, I would know if I was a simulation, right? Right, I would know if I was in a...
So we figured out he's in a simulation. Delete the movie 23 and erase his memory.
What games are coming out this year again? I think the Pokemon games in November, and I think a new God of War game as well. I think some of the sports games are coming out. I don't know what year they are. I don't know what year sports games are on, but I think they come out around this month as well as September. Since the movie 23 doesn't exist anymore, the timeline was split into 2. One where the movie exists and one where it doesn't. Which timeline will you choose?